Welcome to yet another episode of Founder Ground, where you get an inside scoop of what happens behind the scenes on making a SaaS product. The challenges faced, the hardships endured, and you get to know the overall journey, directly from the founder himself. We invite all founders who launch on PitchGround here, so that you can get to know what it takes to launch a lifetime deal. In today's episode, we have Simeon, who's the founder of Voxpow, a product that can add voice search functionality to your website. Voxpow is now on the PitchGround marketplace for a once-in-a-lifetime price. You can check it out from the description below.
PitchGround community, nice to meet you. So yeah, hello. I'm Simeon, like I said. Nice to be here. Nice to present my tool. So I work on this tool maybe 1 year for now, and it is basically a tool which helps you to add speech recognition to your website. So basically use your website like a voice assistant, send commands or perform searches. That's the goal. And yeah, I'm a programmer and that's my first SaaS. So yeah.
So this is your first SaaS product?
Yeah, it is like first completed product, which is good for the public. So I have in the past, I have some smaller services, but they were not good enough to start it like officially. So that's my first official SaaS.
That's very interesting, but you're launching it on a lifetime deal on a global scale with audience from across the world viewing your product. How does that feel?
It is really crazy. I'm really happy about it. So let's keep finger crossed, everything will be fine. But I spent a lot of efforts and a lot of time with some other guys, which helped me to build this tool, to make a good tool, which allows to do all this stuff. So it is a lot of sources and a lot of work put inside the tool. So I hope you like it.
Of course, PitchGrounders are definitely going to like this tool. I'm sure about it. It's launching on August 25th, guys. You have to keep your wallets ready because this tool will improve your website's user experience drastically. So, Simeon, how many members are there in your team for Voxpow?
Yeah, so for now, we are a small team. Currently, we are 3 members, core members, and we use some external services for some small things, but we are usually 3 core members. The key thing is that I'm a developer, so the core product is developed by me. So I develop, I think, all the stuff, so all the processes and so on. So it helps me to understand everything in very, very close details. So I know everything for the product. It is not outsourced somewhere and someone build the tool. So I build it personally with some little help. But yeah, we are a small team and keep growing, hopefully. And yeah.
Awesome. So all the team is from Bulgaria?
Yeah, currently all the team is from Bulgaria, and we use some, like I said, some external services like content and social media, advertising, and so on from different countries. But yeah, core team is here from Bulgaria. Yeah.
Awesome. So let's get into the product, etc. later. But before all this, how did you get into this field of, developing your own SaaS, etc.
Yeah. The path is long. So I started programming maybe 8 or 9 years ago. I started building some websites, like the normal way of getting into this topic, some websites, online stores, and so on. So after that, I was interested in developing tools with Python. I like Python, like the programming language currently. So I start to test some things, perform a little platforms for example, I have in the past a little platform for log analysis, so server logs analysis and so on. So it was very interesting for me to develop such small things. And yeah, using Python. I also work maybe 2 or 3 years in search engine optimization field. So I'm also, let's say, very experienced in that. So that's one of the channels which I like the most. So it is very important in the current stage. So yeah, maybe 8 or 9 years experience in programming. And I decide one day that I want not to build the client website, but build one personal, good and very polished application, which is yeah, everything is good enough, looks great, and helps the people to do something on their website. So basically increase their conversion and their customer satisfaction. That was one of the things I wanted to achieve. And I was searching for a topic which can bring this happen, in fact. So voice recognition is something which is really trendy. The users want it and the users use it. So that's the early stage. And after that, I have maybe 5 or 6 months thinking about how the product should look like, and yeah, the real development.
Awesome. Guys, you heard that Simeon was in SEO. So guys, if you want a webinar or if you have any SEO related doubts and if you want us to do a webinar, leave a comment below and we will do a webinar about SEO as well. By the way, we have a lot of amazing webinars lined up for user experiences, a lot of freebies as well that Simeon is preparing for you guys. So you gotta, if you're missing the webinar, then you're of course missing all the freebies and also, you know, the amazing value that we have planned ahead for you guys. So guys, do check out our Facebook page for all the event updates. Are you up for an SEO webinar in the future if you want to do it?
Yeah, for sure. I'm open for this. So I really like this topic. So we'll be glad to share my knowledge, and something with my webinars. I all the times want to share as much as possible knowledge and add additional value. So yeah, expect a lot of good things in the next webinars. So we
awesome. So guys, SEO webinar it is. Leave a comment below and we will do that webinar. And Simeon, you said you had some products before as well.
Yeah, little products, not so good, but yeah.
So like, did you actually sell those products to any customer?
No, no. So it was small products,
So just small projects for personal use.
Yeah, for personal use. I had, for example, one project which helps you when you migrate a website not to lose traffic. It is search engine related. I have a project, like I said, for log analysis and so on. So I use it mainly in my work for like a search engine optimization. So I work with these tools internally, let's say. But yeah, not released officially and not paying customers at all.
Got it. Yeah. So since you have a team of 3 or 4 people, I'm sure you carefully curated and built this team by your own. Like, tell us about the importance of building a right team, the challenges like involved, you know, or do you have any co-founder yet for this product?
Yeah, building a team is always a challenging task. For now, I don't have a co-founder. I don't have any investment. Everything is built and everything is with my own money, let's say. And yeah, building a good team is all the time challenging task. So I choose carefully. But here in Bulgaria, there is a lot of people which have a lot of passion to work in this area in field of programming. So it was not so difficult to find the good people. You only need to find the guys who suits best your needs and just take in your team. So yeah, here, yeah, it was not so hard to find the guy, but yeah, you need to show them what the product is, because I build it, so they need to onboard on these topics and so on. But yeah.
What about the other members in the team?
Yeah, they're from Sofia and Ruse, so they're from Bulgaria, and we have a guy which is more focused on content, so creating content for our blog section, because you know, in search engine field, the content is almost everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it is very important topic, and we have a a guy who is dealing with that, and we have a front-end guy because I'm usually more focused in back-end things. Like I'm not so fluent with, I'm not so good with JavaScript, let's say. So I need this type of help. So for now we are back-end, front-end, and content and digital marketing. That's it.
Awesome. So you said your favorite language is Python.
Yeah.
Why do you think so? Like, why is Python? There are other languages as well, right? Why choose Python?
Yeah, I choose Python. It is very, like you maybe know, it is easy to learn. So the curving in learning is not so steep, so you can learn it fast. And I switch from PHP to Python. So when you come from PHP, you always like Python, at least in my opinion. So it is very clear language. It is not so fast maybe, but there is a tool and there is a library for almost anything, and you don't have to spend few hours to do some little tasks. So everything is already built. But if you want to extend this functionality, you have all the tools to do that. So I really like it and like the time spent on programming in Python. So our tool is also built in Django, which is Python framework. So yeah.
Because I was also kind of, I want to learn coding as a hobby at least. So I was looking at languages like Ruby, etc. I was like choosing between Ruby and Python. So it kind of.
I'm not so familiar with Ruby, but I know that it is for sure more hard to learn Ruby. And there is also some frameworks for web development like Ruby on Rails and some other, but Python is very massive. So it is all around the world. So everyone use Python in some way, somewhere. So even Google, I think, is using very frequently. So it will grow like a popularity, in my opinion, also. So it is the best tool for programming my tools so far.
Awesome. I'll choose Python then. Just
Yeah.
because it has more support and more easier to learn. So yeah, I'll go with Python.
For sure, it's more easy to learn, and you maybe can work in more effective way. The only one problem is that in some case it could be slower, but there is, if you spend some times to optimize the code, it's not a big problem because you'll find always a solution, because there is some achievements you can gain when you spend some time on performance for your code. So
great. So since you have this coding and you also are into marketing, which is the SEO aspect of it, tell us which field did you enter first? It was either coding or was it like marketing?
So I like most maybe programming. Yeah, and I'm more in programming world. So I also like the search engine field, but they're connected in some way. So I'm more experienced in technical search engine optimization, which is part of digital marketing. So I found a bridge between the digital marketing and programming. So
that's awesome. What do you think? Like do you think marketers should learn programming?
Yeah, for sure. I'm a lecturer in one of Bulgarian universities. So I learned the students that it is very important if they want to grow their career, they need to learn programming in some aspects. So for example, it is not said that they need to learn Python. So for example, if they only want to use Google Tag Manager, for example, to add some code snippets, JavaScript, and so on, they just need to pass 1 or 2 online courses, for example, learning JavaScript, and they will know how to use in more advanced way Google Tag Manager and do very cool stuff with their websites. So it is maybe another topic for the webinars, Google Tag Manager. But it is very, very interesting how you can make a lot of interesting and useful tasks for your website with just few lines of code via Google Tag Manager.
Guys, by the way, Google Tag Manager is another topic for the webinar. If you want the topic, just comment Google Tag Manager and we will see your comment. So, Simeon, like, if I just give you $1 million right now in your bank account, which is the startup would you like to invest right now, currently?
Currently, maybe it's a hard question. I like DocuSign, maybe. It is already on the market, so it is not in early stage. But I like such tools which are game changers. So which is not following one big leader, but they're making their own paths. Yeah, I like such tools which are number one, or they're the leader currently, because they're not following one big leader, but yeah. So
According to you, what is the number one quality like an entrepreneur in today's time should have?
maybe the number one quality is patience. So the things are not going too fast. So it's not easy to be a millionaire in one campaign in 1 year or so on, at least in my opinion. So the number one is patience, and you need to wait, you need to think about it, how to perform your product or do whatever you are dealing. So you need to plan it, you need to wait it. So it is not a quick job. And yeah, maybe that's the only thing, which is the first thing which is needed.
Since you said that you're a lecturer, like, let's talk about education in today's times. Like, how should one actually learn in this cluttered environment? Like, do they join the university, or do they follow passion by just online courses are enough? Or what do you think about it?
I think online courses is enough usually to enrich your knowledge, but the standard university is also a good thing. So this year I also started a PhD in one of Bulgarian university, because I think you need to continue learn all the time. So the online courses is good, but they should not be the only source. So you need to also go to university, at least in my opinion, and grab all the points of view which you can take. But usually if you start only with online courses, it is better than doing nothing. So be much proactive than you can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Since the development with Voxpow and everything, how does your typical day look like?
My typical day is a little bit strange. So I get up very early. So 4:30 or 5 a.m. in the morning.
High five.
Yeah.
I'm an early riser as well. So yeah.
Yeah, okay. That is very good habit, and I'm really happy I have it, because when I start very early, it is so quiet. You can focus on very hard tasks. Usually in my beginning of the day, the early morning, 2 or 3 hours I spent on very hard tasks I have. So programming tasks, I mean. So the first 2-3 hours I program. After that, my family goes up. I spend 1 or 2 hours with them, and after that I continue working on different topics, developing and meetings. So after this this morning is more for calls, and around noon time it is like the normal way, going to lunch. And yeah, the rest of the day is the normal, in very rush, because I have a lot of meetings, a lot of things to do. So it is almost all the time crazy. In weekends, I also have this habit to get up early. It is just a habit. It is not something it is forced for me. So I already done this for maybe 2 or 3 years. And yeah, I work also in the weekends, but only in the mornings.
And the rest of the time goes to family.
Yeah, in the weekends, yeah, because it's also important. You need to find a balance between the work and the family, because putting all the things in one direction is not so good.
Absolutely. Yeah. All the entrepreneurs who come to the show always tell us that having that family time and balancing your work and family is really important.
Yeah, it is very very bad if you go to direction only to work 24 hours per day, because it will be a temporary, and after that you probably go down with too much work done, but you'll be so stressed that it's at all not good. So I try to find the balance. It is hard sometimes to do so, but I do my best. With this early getting up is the first thing I make in the morning, is to have some time for work, and nobody's talking to me and so on. So yeah.
The personal me time in the morning where you are by yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
That is
So
that's really powerful.
Yeah.
So like, how do you define success, if I were to ask you?
Defining success in context of Voxpow, it is having speech recognition on all websites. But yeah, it is the end point. Maybe it is your goals, when you reach your goals, and it is something very, very nice to have, but you need to put a lot of effort to go there. So it is hard thing to achieve.
True. Like you said, you said people should learn all the time and be proactive. So do you read any kind of books?
Yeah, I read books a lot. I try to read a lot when I have time, and most of the time I read programming books, so more technical things. But yeah.
So if I were to ask you a favorite one,
maybe 2 Scoops of Django. I don't know if you are.
Okay.
Yeah, it is
it's. I was like, 2 scoops of what? Like, yeah, I was like. That sounds tasty, but you said Django. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. 2 Scoops of Django. It is a programming book. It is very good, written in very good way, when you are not so forced to read technical things, but it is very interesting. So it is one of my favorite books, and yeah.
I'll just go to Amazon and check it out.
Yeah, check it out. It is very popular, by the way, in the Django community. So I'm pretty sure it is good also for beginners, and so for more advanced users.
Awesome. Like, what is your favorite aspect of being an entrepreneur? Exploring this side, yeah.
Yeah, maybe the most important thing is when you see that your products is valued by the customers. I like this. So for example, when I get an email from a customer, I really like when he said that he never saw something like this to be so easy to install and so on. So I like this when the customers are happy. I value this mostly.
Did you hit any roadblocks while, developing Voxpow?
Yeah, I have hard moments developing, because it is all the time hard when you want to cover all the cases. So you want your product to be not specific for given CMS. For example, it's not only for WordPress, or not only for Magento or something. So I do my best to find it also to be installable and work in all the content management system, and not only in content management system, but basically in all type of website. And also I have a very, very big challenge to make it work without the customer change the installing code all the time. So I want to be as easy as possible. The customer install the tracking code, the code on their website, and they perform all the changes they want in the dashboard. So they don't need to change tracking code when they perform some changes and so on. So it should be something like Google Analytics, install it and forget. Just monitor your results and adapt a little bit if you want.
Simeon, here comes the most important and the most interesting question of it all. So since all of the people who invest in lifetime deals can be called as early stage mini investors, do you agree?
Yeah, agree totally.
So I would like to give you 90 seconds to pitch to them what is Voxpow and why they should be getting Voxpow. It's like an elevator pitch, but you only got 90 seconds, and I have a timer as well. So are you ready for it?
I'm not ready, but let's start.
All right, 3, 2, 1, and start.
Hello, customers. So Voxpow is a tool which will help you to increase your conversions and help your customers work with your website in the same way like they work with a voice assistant. So you give them the ability to perform searches, to send voice commands, and to type with their voice into inputs and text fields. In your point of view, like a website owner, you have also the ability to track all this action in the dashboard. So you keep track how exactly they are interacting with the voice searches. You'll see how happy they are because we have sentiment analysis module. You'll see how the tracker is used. So how many hits you have for your tracker, and you have an advanced statistic for all the things you care about. In terms of the customers, they can perform a various action they never seen before in the website. So it will be very interesting for them. Maybe in the beginning, not all of them will use so massively, but for sure they will start using it more and more because voice assistant and voice technology is getting really, really trendy. And this year should be the year of voice technology rise, but if it's not, the next one should be. So for sure, the rise of voice technology is coming, and it is very, very important to have one step advanced to your competitors and to show your customers something more interesting and something they will use. So use now, take a look of our websites. We spent a lot of time to perform everything more clearly. We have a video section, we have different sections with information, documentation, and so on. So in order to understand how it works, and in order to be sure that this technology will help you and your customers.
Already went past 90 seconds. This is like 100 seconds.
Okay.
But yeah. Simeon, are you ready for a rapid fire round?
Yeah, I think I'm ready.
So what do you consider to be the biggest win so far that matters to you?
Voxpow.
Awesome. Tea or coffee?
Coffee.
All the entrepreneurs answer coffee. Raise your hands for the love of coffee. Me too. So, which is your favorite city?
Barcelona.
Barcelona. All right.
Yeah.
How many hours do you sleep a day?
6.
6 hours. And what does failure mean to
you? Should I answer with one word? When you have nothing else to do, it's failure. One sentence is good enough. Maybe.
It's all right. One sentence. It's fine.
Okay.
And what do you wish you had known when you started out?
That everything takes time.
Everything takes time, the patience aspect.
Yeah, exactly.
The interview comes to an end. Hope you got to know about Simeon and how he has built Voxpow and how he started with this journey of SEO and programming as well. Guys, why we bring this interview to you? Because it's not the tech or the product or any software that can help you succeed in life. It's not just the tech or product. It's the person behind that product and their experience, their knowledge, which is directly then shown into the product. Guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of Founder Ground. You heard Simeon's pitch about Voxpow and how you can enhance your website experience, user experience by implementing voice search to your website. Guys, the links to Voxpow, etc. would be in the description down below. And Simeon, thank you so much for taking time out and joining this for this episode of Founder Ground.
Thank you too. Thank you too.